Assalamualaikum and hi to everyone. Thank you for watching this video. Okay, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will discuss about the internet. Internet is the acronym for the interconnected network. Before that, don't forget to like and share as well as subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. So in this video, what you will learn, the first thing you will learn about the communicating over network, how we communicate over the network. Multiple network create the internet and how we do the communication over the network. The second part, how we access to the internet. Network, we have several devices that connected together that allow you to communicate. And now how we want to access to the internet, to the multiple network we have around the world. The third part, you will be exposed to the internet organization, the organization that has responsibility towards the internet and the way we communicate over the network. And the fourth one is about the cyber ethics. So hopefully everyone will enjoy this video and gain some knowledge. So at the first part, internet is the giant wide area network. We have multiple network outside there and it being interconnected, and we call it as the internet. So it's begin with the ARPA project by the Department of Defense and become ARPANET project in 1969. So DOD here is referred to the Department of Defense, US Department of Defense. So based on that project, the military project, now it's become useful for the community and the society. So ARPANET use the TCP for communication. The protocol is this TCP, and IP is being used to overcome the challenge of communicating with different network. So IP work like as an address in order to identify the location of the sources. A network, okay, sorry for this part, a network of the networks being created as the current architecture of network. So network is the root of the internet. So what are the things that motivate the invention, or what we call as the existence of the internet? Okay, is about the how we can share the resources from different location with different people. So that are the main motivation on creating the internet. We want to share the picture, we want to share the audio, the music, we want to share the video. So that become a motivation on certain project. So a network is a communication system for connecting end devices or end system. What is end system? End system is referred to the host, the PC, or any device that can be connected and allow us for the process of communication. So at this figure, it shows about the timeline. It start and begin from the ARPA, become ARPANET project, and then in 1973, almost 1973, we have used the FTP for file transfer, and TCP/IP protocol. And then the existence of the Ethernet. Okay, Ethernet, and based on the Ethernet, then Internet being known worldwide. So when we have the Internet, we should know about the World Wide Web, and then this is the beginning era of the web. So then we have web 1.0, web 2.0, web 3.0, web 4.0 until now. Then after that we have the Amazon.com, the giant company EB, Java have introduced about the programming part, and then Google. Now everyone say, ask Mr. Google, ask Mr. Google. So these are the timeline on how the development for the giant company in the world. And then we have MySpace, Snapster, before we have the Friendster, before we have the Facebook, and then we have the iTunes, the browsers. Before this we only have IEEE, Internet Explorer, not IEEE, Internet Explorer. Then we have the Google Chrome, Mozilla, Firefox. And then this part is about the another social medias. Here we have Twitter, okay, we have YouTube, now we have TikTok, okay. So that are how it's being evolved from the ARPANET project, military project. Don't be so surprised, because most of the technical and networking communication, sharing the resources is actually come from the military project. It began at the military project, and then it's evolved to the community. So basically it's based on the research work, and it become expand to the community. Okay, so that's a little bit about the timeline or the history of the internet and World Wide Web. So network and internet. Truly, as the NETWROK student, NETWROK company student, or anyone that watch this video, that you are from the network background, you should be able, or network background, NETWROK background, IT background, or computer science background, you should be able to understand what is the network. Why people say that you need to create network among your field in order to be exposed and being grab a lot of the opportunity. We need to create the network. So actually it's quite similar, like the network you want to create at the society, and the network that we discuss about the machine. Okay, so network is a communication system for connecting end devices. That is the intercomputer science world. The end devices can be the device itself. Interconnected network is referred to the internet, means that we have the collection of physical networks that interconnected by router to provide some sort of host-to-host packet delivery service. And the internet is defined as a globally distributed network that consists of millions of private, public, academic, businesses, the governments, the organizations network. They are linked together an extensive range of electronic, wireless, optical network technologies. They are linked together, it being connected together. Then it can share the resources, then it can communicate among each other. So the network can primarily be classified either based on the transmission media, either guided or unguided. So guided is referred to the wired, cabling, and wireless, and unguided refer to the wireless. If you talk about the wired, we have a lot type of wired. It can be fiber optic, it can be twisted cable, it can be coaxial cable. So there's the link or the transmission media that being used. The basic of physical topology explicating the shape or the layout of the network as point-to-point or PTP or multi-point access. Because of the point-to-point, from the point-to-point and multi-point, we can create one physical layout that we call as topology. And the topology has their name. It can be ring, bus, star, or hybrid topology. The name of the topology is based on the physical layout, how it look like. If ring, it look like a ring. So the process is pass the token around the ring, around the circle. If we talk about the star, it has the center that we call as hub, and hub will forward the message to the end devices that connected to the hub. If we talk about the bus, it works like a bus that go from one station to another station in order to pick up the passenger and let the passenger go from the bus. Okay, it work like that one. So the basic of application-centric architecture as peer-to-peer or client-server depending. This part is the basic architecture. We have P2P and client-server. So these architecture are the main role in the internet itself. And the basic geographical area covered as LAN, MAN, and WAN. We have local area network, we have metropolitan area network, we have wide area network. So depends on the range, the distance that we want to cover. Okay, this one is type of the connection. We have point to point and we have multi-point. So point to point is like one PC to another PC. This one is look like it's connected together using the wired, or it also can connect together using the wireless. And we also have the multi-point that all devices, several devices are connected together like the mesh topology. So based on this basic point to point, it's become the topology that we discussed before. So these are type of network that we have. Okay, for LAN, basically inside the building. Inside the building, we use LAN. Okay, let's say the building we have floor 1, floor 2, floor 3. So those floors are connected together. So we call it as a LAN, connected using hub. And usually we have using the category 5 cable with the pair cable in order to connect. So the router will connect to the hub connect to the devices. And then the second part we have MAN. So MAN cover area on the what we call as the in term of the town, in term of the city. So multiple building can be connected together. So usually it being connected using the fiber optic from one building to another. And then we have one wide area network. So this part cover large of area. Okay, for example, I can give an analogy. Okay, let's say we are in campus Yasin. So we have our own LAN at the campus Yasin. And then how the campus Yasin communicate with Alur Gajah in Bandaraya? We use the MAN. How the campus Melaka communicate with campus Johor, campus Shah Alam, campus Tapah, means Perak. So it use the one connection. So it's based on the size of coverage. Okay, this one is the peer-to-peer network. So all any system have the equivalent capabilities and responsibilities. No other devices that have the superior power compared to the others. So there is no central location for users storing data or accessing the resources. We just directly go to the device that we want to share the resources or store the data. Okay. So P2P, we have pure P2P network. The system has no central service of any kind, and the entire communication occurs among connected peers without any assistance from any server. There is no superior among the devices. So example of peer-to-peer connection or peer-to-peer network, here we have a work group in the Microsoft Windows and a Freenet. And then we also have the hybrid P2P network. So pure P2P system work well only in small scale environment. So if we want to use the pure P2P, it's only for the small environment. So sometimes we need to hybrid the P2P system, depends partially on the server, or allocate selected function to a subset of dedicated peers. Okay, example, the Skynet. So it combine the central server with the P2P. So in order from A want to call B using this Skype, it will go for the server, and then server go to the Skype, and then after it establish the communication, then A then can and B can directly communicate to each other. Okay, this part is the client server. So basically in the client server, it has the client, the machine that we call as the client, and we have the machine that we call as the server. Client have an active role and initiate a communication session by sending requests to the server. And then based on the request, the server will act as the middle person and serve to the client. That's why we call it as a client and server. So communicating over that network is based on the model that we have. Okay, so basically these are two popular models that we have. The first one we have the OSI model, and the second one we have TCP/IP model. So in OSI model we have 7 layers. In TCP/IP we have 5 layers. So you should know the responsibility of each layers. Okay, we look at the OSI model first. The first one we have the physical layers. So this one is responsible for the bit of the data, bit of the packet, bit to bits. And then we have data layer, bit of frame, network for the packet or datagram. And then we have transport layer, responsible for the segment. Okay, for session, for the communication, it establish and terminate the communication. Presentation, the way we present, the encryption, the decryption, the compression, so under the presentation. And we have the application, how the process of application, the things that the user able to see. So layer 5 and 7 it involved on the data union. Layer 4 is involved on the segmentation. Layer number 3 packet and datagram. Layer number 2 frame by frame, and layer number 1 bit by bit. And now how the OSI model can be suited with the TCP/IP model. Okay, in TCP/IP we have 5 or 4. So we have the network interface, the hardware, network interface, internet, transport, and application. So which one is come first? Even OSI is more popular and more detailed, TCP/IP is the model that can come first before the OSI model. Okay, so basically under OSI model we have 7 layers, and under TCP/IP model we have 5 or 4 layers. Okay, 5 layers. We have physical layers for the TCP/IP. We have data link layer, internet, transport, and application. So the function or the description of each layer is quite similar like the OSI model, but it's more in general. It's combined the session, the presentation, and application as the application layers. Okay, you can see this part. And then the next part is about the internet addressing. This one we will discuss on the next video. So thank you and assalamualaikum.